Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. And today I'm going to be taking a look at another 2023 release, this time a live recording from one of the greatest and most iconic guitar players of all time, and quite frankly, a gentleman who in my opinion needs no introduction whatsoever. I am talking about, of course, the one and only legendary guitarist, composer, and bandleader John Etheridge, and this is his newest live recording, Blue Spirits Live. So, Blue Spirits Live is an organ trio featuring guitarist John Etheridge, organist Pete Whittaker, and drummer George Double. And Blue Spirits have been playing together for over 20 years now. And the interesting thing about this trio is they have never recorded a studio or live album until now. And, it's pretty rare that, you have a band that's been together as long as this lineup, but have never recorded anything. So I'm really glad that they finally took the time to put something together. And here we have in our hands a nice live recording from three outstanding musicians on the British jazz scene. Now, of course, John Etheridge, as I mentioned already, one of the greatest guitar players of all time. He's seen it all, done it all, and played with just about everyone you can imagine, from Stephane Grappelli to John Williams to Zappatistas to Gordon Giltrap, and of course, he is a member of Soft Machine, who he has been playing with for close to almost 50 years now, since joining the band in 1975. And, John Etheridge has a very distinct sound. When you hear him, you know straight away who it is. He's got such a unique way of playing. There's not many guys out there who sound quite like John Etheridge. He is one of the greatest guitar players that's ever lived, and certainly one of the best to ever come out of the UK. So, a lot of the material that's featured on Blue Spirits Live, there are some covers and some standards and a couple of originals as well. And this live recording took place at Peggy's Skylight in Nottingham, and it's produced by John Etheridge. And it's an amazing live album, as you'd expect from three musicians of this caliber. I've seen John Etheridge virtually in every kind of situation you can imagine. He is such an amazing player, and he really knows how to tear it up on stage. And I've seen this band quite a few times as well, and they never cease to amaze me. They continue to keep getting better and better all the time. So let's have a look. So we've got here a little bit about how this live album was put together and how playing live is a thing for John Etheridge. And it's a really good album. I've listened to this a number of times and it's absolutely fantastic. So we've got 8 songs. As I said, mostly all covers and standards, and we've got 2 originals. So we've got Distant Voice, First Moves, Soul Eyes, Wabash 3, Because We've Ended as Lovers, which is like more like a tribute to Jeff Beck, who made that tune very famous. Cold, Cold Heart, Broken Hill, which is originally a Soft Machine composition, which was featured on 2019's Hidden Details, but it gets a nice little organ trio workout. And then we've got Goodbye Pork Pie Hat. So nice little collection of songs. And, John Etheridge, it's interesting that, no matter what situation you put John Etheridge in, they all end up sounding like Soft Machine because he's such a dominant guitar player. And there's a little guitar drum jam here between Etheridge and Double. And to me, I was just thinking of Soft Machine because I remember John Etheridge and John Marshall used to do this all the time live. So, it's interesting how dominant, as I said, that John Etheridge can be as a guitar player. Great drumming from George Double, great playing from Pete Whittaker, who really knows how to master the organ. He can play bass lines on his left hand, and then he can also play the main melodies on his other. He's an outstanding organ player and certainly one of the best to come out of the UK. And John Etheridge, of course, he's always on top form, and the speed the man plays, it's just out of this world. And as I said, at times with John Etheridge, he can be so jazzy and he can be so laid back, but when he rocks it up, he really rocks it up in a big way. So standout tracks for me are Distant Voice, Cause We Ended as Lovers, Broken Hill, and Goodbye Pork Pie Hat. But it's a great live album, great production, and a great set of music from start to finish. Would have liked to have heard just maybe a few more originals instead of standards, but what Blue Spirits do is just like Art Theme and Trio do, is they take standards and covers and breathe new life into the music, so they sound like their own originals. That's how good these musicians really are. So doesn't really take anything away from the music, but I would have liked to have heard maybe just a little bit more original compositions. But the playing's great, the musicianship's great. You can really hear the rapport, and they sound really tight as a unit, and that's no surprise, especially when you've got a band like this who have been playing together for well over 2 decades. So it's really, really strong, and you can hear it throughout the music. So there you have it, John Etheridge, Blue Spirits Live, fantastic album, and I definitely would like to see a studio album from these guys with some more original material. I think that would be really good, and hopefully we won't have to wait another 2 decades for another album or another live recording. Hopefully we'll get one very soon in the near future. So there you have it, John Etheridge, Blue Spirits Live, fantastic. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your favourite track from John Etheridge Blue Spirits Live? Is it Distant Voice, First Moves, Soul Eyes, Wabash 3, Cause We Ended as Lovers, Cold Cold Heart, Broken Hill, or Goodbye Pork Pie Hat? Or did you enjoy the entire album from start to finish? There's no right or wrong answer. We all have our favourite tracks. You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below. And I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. So until next time, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.